Hey friends, I'm Jonathan Smith, and this is Jump In with Jonathan, the podcast that makes you think, smile, and take action. Are you ready to jump in this show with me? Let's go. Welcome back to Jump In with Jonathan, the podcast where we peel back the layers, ask the questions most people avoid, and talk honestly about the world we're living in. Today's episode is called Unmasking the Lies What Culture Won't Tell You. Let me say this, we're living in one of the most confusing, chaotic, contradictory times in modern history. People are always looking for clarity. People are desperate for direction. People are desperate for something real in a world that is built on false narratives. And today, that's why I feel like this conversation is so important because the greatest deception isn't always what we're told, but it's what is left out. As I think about this, I thought about the new era of lies. We're not living in a time where lies are shouted, but we're living in a time where lies are packaged, designed, marketed, wrapped in emotional language, and sold as empowerment. We have an entire generations that think feelings equal truth, opinions equal facts, popularity is right, disagreement is hate, and culture reinforces it with algorithms. Think about this, your phone, your literal digital life shows you what it thinks you agree with. It feeds you a custom made version of the world. If you're a conservative, then your Facebook or your Instagram will be filled with conservative posts. If you're liberal, then it'll be filled with liberal posts. If you're independent, it'll be filled with independent posts. If you're a Christian, it'll be filled with Christian posts. If you're an atheist, it'll be filled with atheistic posts. We are seeing all of these things taking place, and we are not being informed, but we're being curated. Culture will not tell us that it needs you plugged in, scrolling, reacting, and consuming. The truth is, the more confused a society becomes, the more confused a society becomes, the easier it is to control. And today, confusion is at an all-time high. If you don't believe me, go out and tell the truth to someone, and you will get berated for telling them the truth because it goes against their opinion. A few weeks ago, I made a statement on social media about something that I felt like was wrong and felt like needs to be changed. And it's we have 42 million Americans on Snap. And unfortunately, Snap has been replaced or has been placed as something we should live off of instead of working and providing for our families. And unfortunately, today we are seeing an outrage of people that are upset because their SNAP isn't getting funded, but they're not willing to work. And I'm not talking about those that are disabled. I'm not talking about those that can't work. I'm talking about those that just will not work. And I said, if socialism can feed you, socialism will starve you. And today, when I made that statement, there was so much hate that come back to me for stating a fact about socialism. So when I think about unmasking the lies, there's an identity crisis. Culture talks about identity nonstop, but most people have no idea who they are. They only know who they are expected to be. Social media has created an entire performance culture. They want you to perform confidence. They want you to perform success. They want you to perform happiness. They want you to perform acceptance. They want you to perform outrage. But everything is a role because it's a performance. We don't need more performances. We need more real people. We do not need a performance. We need authenticity. People don't wake up and ask, who am I becoming? They ask, what do people want to see today? What do people want to hear me talk about today? What do people want me to think about today? We are living in a world of characters, not people. When you become a character, you become a puppet instead of being who you really are. Here's the tragic part: many people have built whole identities around things they don't even believe. They just don't want to be attacked for saying otherwise. Culture won't tell you this, but I will. Authenticity has been replaced with approval. But I want to tell you today, approval will never last. So here's the lie of emotional truth. There's a massive cultural shift. We've moved from objective truth to emotional truth. Culture tells you trust your feelings. Trust your feelings. Your feelings can change any moment. Culture tells us your truth is valid. Culture says if you feel it, it must be real. Feelings change daily, hourly, and with some people, by the minute. You Have you ever been hungry and angry at the same time? That's called being hangry. That's a proof that your feelings aren't always reliable. Feelings are signals, not verdicts. Culture treats them like judges. The danger is people make permanent decisions based on temporary feelings. That's scary. Well, I'm going to marry this person. Why? Because I feel like I love them. No, 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 no. Don't do that. That's why divorce rate is at an all-time high today in America, is because we have married people based on our feelings instead of our heart. Culture will not tell you that emotional people are predictable, and predictable people are influenceable people. If I can predict the move you're going to make, if I can predict the next thought, I can control you as a person. I don't want to control you as a person, but I can control you as a person. If I see today that you are thinking one way, I can say, you know what? I can follow their train of thought. I can act like that I believe the way that they do, and I can get them to do for me whatever I want them to do for me. And that's not right. But you have become a predictable people, and so now I can influence you based off of your predictability. Here's the distraction of the economy. Let's be honest today. The biggest currency today isn't money, it's not fame, it's not information, but it's attention. Every company, every platform, every brand is fighting for one thing: you're focused. And if they can distract you long enough, they don't need you to change your mind. They just need to keep you uninformed. And here's the strategy: give people so much noise that they never notice what matters. Think about the news cycle. All of the channels, Fox, CNN, MSNBC, whatever news channel you watch, if there's something big that they're trying to cover up in Washington, D.C., they will distract us and say, look, we've had a 6.1 magnitude earthquake in Malaysia, and it is killing all of these people. And they'll show all of these pictures and videos and all of this and all of that about something in Malaysia, something that's not even affecting you and I as Americans. And no offense to Malaysia, but I'm just giving an example here. And what they are doing is they are creating a noise so that we don't notice what is going on inside of our own country. This is why you see outrage cycles. This is why you see celebrity scandals. This is why you see manufactured drama. This is why we have nonstop notifications. This is why we have viral nonsense. This is why we have constant breaking news that breaks nothing. Distraction keeps you from thinking deeply. Distraction keeps you from building something meaningful. Distraction keeps you from facing parts of yourself you've avoided. And culture thrives on that because a person who knows themselves is dangerous to a system built on conformity. We do not need conform people in this world, but we need transform people. We need people that is willing to step outside of the box and say, I don't want to be conformed to the news cycle. I don't want to be conformed to social media. I don't want to be conformed to other people. I want to be real and I want to be a transformed person. I want there to be a transformation in my life so that I can be a better person, a better Christian, a better mama, a better daddy, a better brother, a better sister, a better husband, a better wife, a better child. Whatever you are in this life, you can be better by stepping out and saying, I want to be a transformed individual, not a conformed individual. I want us to say, look at something else today. I want us to look at the lie of effortless success. Culture markets the results, but never the process. We see people talking about their vacations, their abs, their new relationship, their new business, their new mindset. But you know what you never hear about? Their failures, their breakdowns, their debt, their self doubt, their late nights, their anxieties, their mistakes, their years of being ignored. I have a podcast today that reaches over 250,000 people a month. I have social media platforms. Last month on Threads, I reached 1.3 million people just on Threads alone. Instagram was over 191,000 people. Facebook's over 200 and some odd thousand people. If I go out and talk about this, I need to be realistic with you guys. I would have to tell you about the times that I failed. I would have to tell you about the times that I've broken down. I would have to tell you about the late nights that I spend putting these podcasts together week after week, month after month. I would have to tell you about the anxiety that I have before I come on and record a podcast. I would have to tell you about the mistakes, the times that I've sit here and talk for 15, 20, 30 minutes and never hit the record button. Now that's frustrating. The years that I've spent on social media and never made it anywhere. But why is culture like this? They have turned success into performance art. They will never tell you that success requires sacrifice, stability requires discipline, and growth requires discomfort. If you want to be successful in this life, you're going to have to sacrifice your own wants, your own wills, and your own ways. If you want stability in this life, you're going to have to discipline yourself and work your tail off to be stable. If you want growth, you're going to have to step outside of your comfort zone. You're going to have to step outside your little box. You're going to have to step outside your family of four and no more. And you're going to have to get in some uncomfortable situations if you want to grow. The lie is that you can achieve anything without effort. But the truth is, the process is what builds you, not the platform. Then we get a whole new definition of this word called tolerance. I want to go different. Real tolerance means I respect you even if we disagree. I sat down a few months ago and did a debate with someone. And at the end of the debate, I shook their hand, I hugged their neck, and told them, even though I disagree with you, I 100% wholeheartedly respect you. And you know what? That person took me in their vehicle from point A to point B, and we had a nice conversation. We become Facebook friends afterwards. And this is what I said. I said, there are going to be things that I post on Facebook that you're going to disagree with. And there's going to be things that you post on Facebook that you disagree with. But I can tell you this. I will show you the respect that I won't come on your page and bash you. And all I ask for is the same. We walked away and shook hands as friends with a mutual agreement that even though we disagree with each other, we will not disrespect each other. Culture says today, if you disagree with me, you're judging me, you're attacking me. Listen, if you are in the wrong today and I tell you that you are doing wrong, I'm not judging you. I am trying to correct you and make sure you're on the right path. By saying you're attacking me, by saying you're judging me, you have created a world where we cannot have a real conversation, man to woman, or woman to man, or woman to woman. We have made it that debates have become personal and that curiosity is punished and that everyone walks on eggshells. I will be the first one to tell you, I don't walk on eggshells. I will tell you the truth like it is. And if you like it, fine. If you don't, fine. It doesn't hurt my feelings one way or the other. People today, because of this culture, aren't afraid of being wrong anymore. They're just afraid of being labeled. This is why we see hypersensitivity everywhere. Nobody wants to offend nobody. If you are doing wrong and I tell you the truth and it offends you, then you need to be offended. We are afraid to offend people, not because that we care about others, because we are scared of the consequences. If I lose you as a friend for telling you the truth in love, then you was never my friend to start with. Culture will not tell you this, but it's true. We do not have a tolerance shortage. We have a courage shortage. This is what culture can't tell you. Culture cannot tell you the truth because the truth sets people free. And free people aren't easy to influence. The truth is, you do not need constant validation. The truth is, you do not need to reinvent yourself. The truth is, you do not need to perform for acceptance. The truth is, you do not need to agree with everyone on everything. The truth is, you do not need to chase trends. The truth is, you do not need to fear being different. The truth is, be you and be proud of being you. And all you need today is clarity, a grounded sense of who you are, a mindset built on something more stable than feelings, a willingness to think when others blindly follow. Because culture changes, trends change, opinions change, but the truth will never change. So, what is my power in a confused culture today? Jonathan, how do you stay grounded in a world built on smoke and mirrors? Jonathan, you do a lot. You you help run a business, a small business. Yes, I do. Jonathan, you pastor a church. Yes, I do. Jonathan, you do two podcasts. Yes, I do. You do a lot on social media, Jonathan. Yes, I do. So how do you stay grounded? How do you have the courage that you have, Jonathan? I'm not bragging on me, but I'm just asking a question that some of you are asking me right now. I question everything, especially the popular things. Because if everyone agrees with something instantly, then something could be, and more than likely is off. I slow down my thinking. I don't react immediately, but I reflect slowly because that's what wisdom requires. I choose authenticity over approval because approval fades, but authenticity lasts. There are some people in my life right now that I can point out and say, you know what? I respect them because they're real. There are people sitting in my church today that I respect a lot because they're real. So today I want to encourage you to guard your attention. Your focus is the most valuable asset that you own. I want you to build real values, not borrowed ones, because borrowed beliefs fall apart faster than borrowed money. And when you do this, you will become the kind of person culture cannot manipulate, and that will make you a powerful person. So, what's the challenge? We all swim in cultural waters. None of us are immune to it, but we don't have to drown in it. Be willing to unmask the lies, see the illusion, think for yourself, and refuse to let culture shape you into something you are not. Hey, thank you so much for listening to today's episode here on Jump In with Jonathan. If this episode challenged you, share it with someone today. Share it on your Facebook, share it on social media, share it on X, share it on whatever. Leave a review, hit follow, help us keep growing this movement of people who think deeper and live smarter. Until next time, stay sharp, stay grounded, and stay you. Thank you for listening to today's episode on Jump In with Jonathan. And keep in mind that life is better when you jump in. Have a blessed day.